Hi everyone, Grant K here for the Flame Premium Learning channel. In this video, we will examine a new offsetting workflow when tracking with axis objects in action. This small but important enhancement in the tracking workflow will improve your tracking experience in Flame Premium and Smoke Advanced. So here we have a shot of a London bus, and I would like to remove the logo on the front and the license plate. Let me first show you what happens in previous versions. I took a stool of the first frame of the clip and painted out the logo. Looking in the action schematic, I have the typical axis and image surface. So with the axis selected, I'll set the stabilizer to track with position and scale. Inside the tracker, you would do your track as before. I will just load my setup to speed things up. So the tracking data is fine, and let's exit the stabilizer to see the result in action. Looking in the result view, you can see the issue straight away. The center of the image is perfectly matched up to the position of the first tracker in the stabilizer. This is normal for tracking operations to be successful, but the byproduct is that the layer's center is offset from the center of the background and nothing lines up. Previous solutions included adding another axis and inverting the X, Y, and Z position values in the new axis to center the surface over the background. To better the usability of offsetting the surface, a new function was added underneath the stabilizer options. This is called Adjust Offset. This function works in two ways. If you have an axis attached to an image, and you have not previously offset it with another axis node, just press Adjust Offset and the surface will center to the frame. Looking at the transformation values in the Object menu, the center and position values have been offset to start the surface in the center of the composite. When you scrub the time bar, you will note that it is aligned up for every frame. You will also notice that there is a frame number underneath the Adjust Offset button. This allows you to adjust the offset based on a specific frame. I created a clean plate based on frame 1 of the clip, so it makes sense to adjust the offset based on frame 1. If I had made a clean plate from the end of the clip, then I would have to go to the end of the clip and press Adjust Offset. Now obviously, you will see that it doesn't line up because I'm not offsetting against the correct frame. The good thing is that the Adjust Offset operation is flexible, so you can apply it on various frames if you don't know which one lines up, and it will offset the transformations non-destructively. I just want to remind you that the still frame is the same resolution as the background. It only needs to be centered in the composite to line up. This is also the reason why I did not need to add any more axis nodes to the branch in the action schematic. The next example is slightly different. This time I want to cover the license plate. However, I have a surface that is not the same as the resolution of the background. In terms of workflow, this would be approached slightly differently. I would scale the layer down and position it over the license plate. Basically, I'm aligning the surface to the first frame to see how it will look. So looking in my action schematic, my transformations for the surfaces are in this node. If I track with this node, it will overwrite all my positioning data. So going into the action node bin, I'll add another axis on top of the branch, and this will be my tracking axis for my license plate. I'll do the same as before. The stabilizer will track position and scale. In the stabilizer, I'll load the same setup to save time. Coming out of the stabilizer, you can see that we have the same problem as before. Just click Adjust Offset. I'll scrub the time bar to show the result. Looking at the action schematic, the offset adjustment is made against the original axis that sits below the tracking axis. If you didn't have this offset axis, then pressing Adjust Offset would simply center the layer to the background. But I'll undo what I just did to get back to the correct result. The Adjust Offset functionality will work with any objects using Axis to perform tracking. So 3D objects, action masks, and any objects can benefit from this enhancement. Comments, feedback, and suggestions are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the Flame Premium Learning channel for future videos.